This is Ormonville. Leaving Ormonville, we're going to town in Vandenberg. The Viking. See the houses there.
So we're going to buy some milk, and when we go to buy milk, we've got a 15-minute drive into town and a 15-minute drive out of town. It's only actually like 17 kilometres, but it's all country roads, so it's winding and hills and such like. But it's a pleasant drive. We enjoy living rural. We get away from the rat race and we can live our own lives out there on the land.
True.
I remember the first time I brought Wenna home from the airport. She'd never been to the family home before, and we're driving back from Wellington Airport, which is a long drive, 3.5 hour, nearly 4 hour drive from Wellington.
Yeah, it's 4 hours.
Yeah, and we got as far as Dannyburg, which is the rural country town, and I could tell Wenna was dozing into sleep and out of sleep because she'd had such a terrible flight. But as we're driving, it's pitch black, which made her nervous to start with. And then the distance from the main settlement of Dannyburg to our home, it seemed like an awful long way for Wenna. It was like, are we there yet? Type of thing.
Yeah, it was so long, and it's pitch black.
Yeah.
So, and the road is up and down like this one,
You're used to the population of the Philippines too, and all the people running around, and so many lights, and all the activity, and just country roads seem really ghostly, very ghostly to Wenna.
Yeah.
So it was funny to watch. And no traffic on the road, or very little traffic on the road. You know, you're lucky if you sort of see a couple of 3 cars on a country road, you know, or a tractor or something like that. So it must have felt slightly apocalyptic.
Apocalyptic for me.
We're just waiting on the zombies to jump out of the bush.
Yeah, it's quite different from where I came from, because I'm used to hustle and bustle of the city, and there's so many people around. Even in the province, there's so many people already in the rural area from where I came from.
The sound of trikes buzzing around everywhere.
Yeah, the public transport, which is here in New Zealand, especially in the rural area, it's not common. It's like you have to have your own car. You have to know how to drive in here, because public transport is not accessible. Only I think in Auckland, or in big cities
Yeah, you can get public transport in the sense of a bus from one city or village to another, but you know, in terms of around our hometown here, Dannyburg, there's no taxi service.
No. None.
There is a community vehicle that drives the elderly around to do their shopping periodically and that sort of thing, but public transport is abominable in the rural area. But then we're talking a population of maybe in Dannyburg itself, a population of about 5,000 or 6,000 people. So,
Only in Dannyburg.
yeah, in the Tararua area, yeah, it's about 5,000-6,000 people, I think. So there's just not the support to have a great public transport system. We have Go Bus here, which is basically for the school runs, the rural school run. The buses go in different directions. North, south, east,
School
west.
bus.
Yeah.
But other than that, none. Like in the Philippines, there's tricycles, jeepneys, buses all over. Even in the provinces, motorcycles. You call them angkas when you go to motorcycles. You hire a motorcycle and you go in the back of the rider.
Yeah, it's certainly good transport over there.
Yeah, and in any time of the day, even if it's 3 o'clock in the morning or 4, there's already people buzzing around.
Yep.
Unlike here in the rural area, it's like, oh my god, it's so dark during the night. You have to have your own car to be able to go anywhere.
And that has its benefits, you know. If you enjoy peace and quiet and tranquility, well, you know, that's a good way to live. And you can just go and visit these hustle bustle
Cities.
cities and have a bit of a good time there, and then you can just
Come back
leave
home.
the drama behind, you know. It was, you know, quite good in the COVID time there, where everybody got shut in their houses and they weren't allowed outside and all of that. Well, we just had a lot of land around us, so we could actually go outside without running into any people.
Yeah.
You could walk down the road and not run into any people or have problems like that. So, you know, we were quite okay during COVID. We could keep our sanity, but I felt for those people in the built-up societies there where
It's so congested, you
so
know.
yeah, they just couldn't even go out into your front yard was a risk, you know.
Yeah.
So we're very fortunate in times like that.
Yeah, and you never felt that you're isolated, because you're already isolated. You have your house and the backyard, the front yard, and you can do anything that you want there
Yep.
without having be afraid of being a risk to somebody.
Yeah.
For
Well,
COVID.
even, you know, even the authorities, you know, they weren't. They don't bother about the rural people.
Only in the city, I
It's
guess.
only in the city they were policing people's movements and activities and things like that. So, you know, we could go shopping and one person goes shopping and we lined up, did our shopping and then came back, you know, come back home.
Do you have a pass before? Because in the Philippines we have a pass that we have in one family. You only have one person to be authorized to go out.
No, we didn't have any pass system. We just had to nominate our own person in the household to go out.
Yeah.
You just had to make sure that you wore a mask and you sanitised your hands and, you know, all that type of stuff. And there was only I can't remember the amount. There's only like 50 people allowed in the store at one time or something. So that's why they had the lineups. Was they could only let a certain amount of people in the shop at a given time.
How about the banks? Are they open
Thanks.
5 days a week or?
No. Everything else was shut. It was just essential services.
Just the hospitals and
The pharmacy,
pharmacy.
hospitals, supermarket.
Yeah.
They allocated certain times where the elderly.
Oh, so the elderly were allowed to go out.
Yeah, but they
Oh.
went at a certain time between certain hours so that they didn't have to line up so much because of their, you know, the fact that they were old
And they're more prone to
and more susceptible. Yeah.
susceptible. Yeah. So we are in town now.
We're still a few kilometres from town. We're on State. So we're on State Highway 1, State Highway 2.
State
now.
Highway 2.
Yeah, heading into Dannywork. We're still a few kilometres, probably 6 minutes or so from town. Got a rest stop coming up on the left there. It's a nice little spot to pull up if you've had a long drive.
Yeah.
But you'll notice as we head into Dannywork, there'll be a big sign on the left-hand side of the road there. And that is a sign for Dannywork, and it identifies Dannywork as a Viking village, first settled by the Vikings.
Yeah. A Viking village,
Yeah.
like in Northwood.
So Dannywork's south of where we live, about 17 kilometres south of where we live, and our main town.
beautiful weather today.
Lovely day.
Although it's out this morning, there's frost everywhere. Because it's winter now here, right?
Yeah, it's winter here.
Winter here. And even though it's just sunny like that, it's cold.
So anyway, viewers, welcome to New Zealand, and welcome to our channel. Don't forget to do the usual thing, like subscribe to keep us going, hit the like button, bang that bell so that every time we release new videos you get notified to help our channel build. Support us with the journal of our journeys and our life together as a couple.
Yeah. Don't forget to share and comment down below. And don't forget to hit the notification bell for all those incoming videos that we're going to upload. More about
We'd like to see some comments come in, and we would really look forward to responding to those comments. You know, if you have any questions about New Zealand, we can do the best to answer those questions, or how our relationship developed as a long distance relationship.
and how did I ended up in New Zealand. You know, it's a long process and it's still going on. So more of it in the next few videos that we're gonna upload.
Yeah, we've had our visa challenges and process and systems that we've had to go through to get Wenna into the country and get her work here and so on. So here's the sign for Dannyburg on the left here, is a big Viking symbol. You can probably see through the windscreen there.
Welcome to Dannyburg.
Yeah. Only the Vikings.
So this is the small town now. So we're on a 50 km/h speed limit in town. Mostly in the town or city, it's 100, right?
Yeah, it's a town. You call it a town, not a city. This is High Street. It's the main road, still State Highway 2 that leads into Dannyburg. This is the rural, what do you call it, urban area.
Urban area.
Yeah, residential housing. We've got the Baptist Church on the right-hand side here. There's a lot of churches here.
Different kinds. Seventh-day Adventist.
Yeah, we got them all here, the Mormons, Seventh-day Adventists, Church of Jesus Christ, Latter-day Saints.
We also have Catholic churches here.
Yeah, big Catholic churches here. Welcome Church. Got an array of schools here, private schools, of course public schools. So we've got some infrastructure here. It's quite significant. We don't suffer much.
As you can see, all the houses looks the same.
Very similar.
It was very similar because they're built for what the weather is like here in New Zealand.
Because it does get very cold here. We can get down
It does.
minus 6 degrees easy.
-6.
-6, yeah. Summertime we can get up around 32, 33, 34 degrees.
Yeah.
So quite a difference in temperature. Winter we can get snow in our area here. We have experienced snow. That's been great fun. I love the snow.
Yeah, that we passed by Foursquare. It's like 7-Eleven. So here they have Foursquare, the counterpart of 7-Eleven, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have this McDonald's here in town. You know, gasoline station, McDonald's, and
And this is the main drag there that we're coming into. But,
the main
petrol stations. So, car sales on the right-hand side there.
we have motels. We have the church here again. We have the farmlands, Caltex. So there's so many cars. Actually, it's a very busy. It's Thursday.
Thursday today, so
Yeah.
all the pensioners get paid today, so they're going to be out doing their shopping and consuming.
Mm-hmm. We'll ask the fish and chips.
Only fish and chip shops here. Got a few Chinese shops, Chinese food, Asian food.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the banks here, but they're only part-time, 2 days a week or something. The bank's physically open.
Yeah, I like in the Philippines, it's 5 days a week and there's more tellers. I mean, in the Philippines. And mind you, here in New Zealand, the employees are much more older, and they employ older people also, unlike in the Philippines, that when you're older, it's very difficult to find a job. But here, 66 in their 60s, they're still working, and that's proves also in the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, in ANZ.
It's nothing to be, able to get a job in your 60s or even 70s here if you're physically able.
You can,
Go out and continue working.
as long as you want, because it's the retirement age here is 65. So yeah, even if you're older, you can work if you want to and you're able. And they don't discriminate. Sometimes the young people doesn't want to work here. So sad. So we're heading to the New World. It's like it's a grocery store here, which is very common in New Zealand, New World, and the warehouse.
And what we'll do, we'll post a separate video on our shopping process, and we can do a comparison to when you do a shop here in New Zealand to when you do a shop in the Philippines, and the actual cost of living in a Western country, how much it costs you to do your weekly shopping.
Yeah.
Because I think you're going to be a bit gobsmacked at just how expensive it is to do a shop here compared to what the cost is in the Philippines. I know it's comparative in terms of wages and that sort of thing, but the reality is ever since the dreaded virus, everything has gone up so much in price, and we've got a bit of government instability here and stuff, so it'll be interesting to do that comparative here. So thank you for watching this video so far, and again, hit all those buttons to help us keep the channel going, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care and God bless.
Bye.
Bye. I'm just going to record our interview.